Additionally, we'll show you a little bit more Still Creek. Occasionally you get a soldier running around here, but whatever. To the left we have the movie theater, and here is the diner we saw before. And we'll just stop through here because it's a nice and quick way to get through. As you can tell, the machines, which I'm pretty damn certain I broke earlier, are back, and so is the money. So you can actually use this to grind money if you keep coming in and out of the storeroom. You can actually do like a money run where you just sweep through the entire place, gambling and breaking shit left and right. Probably get a couple grand each time you do so. Not super necessary though, as we'll see later. There's other ways to get moolah. Here's another way that doesn't work to get up there. No, instead, the way to get up there is actually right by Bob, where we were earlier. You would really think this crowbar would do more. Bad zombie. It's a naughty zombie. Anyway, so we have to actually do some jumping around here. There are some items up here. I don't know how the fuck they got there. Who left a broom on the roof? But there's a couple very sensitive jumps. This one's pretty easy to mess up. And unfortunately, you can't make it into the hotel from this point. Nothing to grab onto. This jump, again, pretty sensitive. You have to make sure you're jumping at the right spot, like I did not do there. So we'll transition and show you what it's like to do it right. Alright, so now that we've actually got this stupid jump correct, there's actually a broadsword here, which is nice and useful. It will continually respawn up there, and we can then go ahead and take a look inside here for the key. Wait a second. Oh, there it is. Well, that was easy. Additionally, there's some other stuff in the rooms, not a lot of interesting things. But there is at least one thing that's interesting enough for us to grab. So we'll go do that. Hey, what's that? That's right, piece of wonderful equipment, and in this case, an awesome cowboy hat. There's a couple other hats and things, and this one, pretty damn sweet. I'm digging the cowboy. You can also give him like mohawk hair and a few other things. And I love this broadsword. It's just silly. Oop, that hurt. Does do a nice, really sweet cut animation wherever it chops through. And as you'll see as we do this, it doesn't always just do this middle cut. It'll actually cut from wherever you connect to the zombie at. So you can actually get like the backside or a few other things, and it looks a little bit weird when you do so, since some of them split oddly, but whatever. The shed's over here. Pardon, guys. Just trying to get through. Slice. Oh, there goes his ass. And we find our first bike part, the forks. Now, several of them, and by several, I'm pretty damn certain I mean all but one, are too large to actually, well, they're too large to put in your inventory per se. Instead, what happens is that you carry them and they will take up an inventory slot, and if you get hit or even slightly move off of the inventory space, you will end up dropping this thing. So you gotta be a little bit careful with it. Also, you'll notice Bob is off shooting stuff, being a badass, and he will actually shoot at you if you're in the line of fire, so you got to be a little bit careful as you walk through that area. That over there is the police station, which you can't really tell, but if you look through the windows, you can see that it says Still Creek Sheriff's Office, I think. Oh, you bitches! Leave me alone. And just like that, we're back. Now, we actually do have to walk all the way over to the inside and place it inside or on top of the bike, whatever. There's a little examine icon, and as long as you're holding a bike part, it'll actually add it to the pile. As you can see, gaining a bike part will actually put it in the slot, and once we use it on top of the motorcycle, it'll put a little check mark there to let us know that we've actually got it. Plus, it now appears colored in our wonderful diagram. Anyways, let's head on back out. Actually, let me think. Do I have the... I guess we'll take the soda real quick. And no, I don't think I actually have any. Okay, well, I was going to show another recipe, but we'll do that in a little bit. Let's just look for a weapon. Oh, nothing really cool. There are a few things here which are pretty useful. The whiskey right there can be used as health, and also is a ingredient in recipes, which we'll see a little bit later. But really, there's still not a lot to do there, and to be honest, it never really there's never really that much to do there. Also, I'm not really familiar with where the bar is. So, if you look, you can see the objectives appear on the map. Since we only have one mission currently active aside from the bike thing and the Zombrex, we only have the two objectives. In this case, here is the bar. So, I guess we'll head over to the bar and see what the whole mission's about, and holy shit, wow, okay. That was pretty easy. Guess it makes sense that the gasoline container would be at the gas station, so... We'll just drop this off real quick. In fact, I'm probably going to speed this up. Okay, so, well, that's 2 pieces down. And, back to what I was trying to do in the first place, let's head over to the bar. There's always a butt ton of zombies out here by the gas station, too, if you need to... I don't know, if you want to experiment or go hog wild with various explosives, things like that, trying to gain PP. But, yeah, over here we have the bar. Does that say beer bar? That's a pretty... obvious thing, whatever. And we have our first actual survivors. Huh, that was funny, but didn't really go very far. So, this is Gemini and Fausto. Fausto is drunk, and Gemini is concerned with her money. Let's go say hi. So, much like survivors in Dead Rising 1, they will often have conditions that you have to meet in order to bring people along. Gemini joined straight up, so we'll go ahead and see what happens with Fausto, and... oh, here's your escorting survivors tip. Pretty much exactly the same as before. Use the left stick and Y to use hot spots or whatever. It's the easiest way to handle things. Now, Fausto's not going to leave without alcohol. And he wants to get nice and fucked up, so I ain't one to interrupt the man in his vices. No. Oh, Jesus. Puking rally. Yeah, definitely don't know what that means. Anyway, we've now got 2 survivors with us, and there's some odd art on the wall there. All we need to do is go ahead and bring him back onto the safe house. Now, ooh, pitchfork, sweet. But yeah, like I was saying, very, very often here in Dead Rising 2, I seem to find that the survivors have a lot more requirements than they ever did in Dead Rising 1. There were some requirements in Dead Rising 1, but I don't recall them being this picky.
Head that way.
Also, much like the using a gun while moving, you can actually set waypoints while moving, which is nice and convenient too, since it gives everything a nice and quick flow. Really, it's a much needed improvement, and they are not good. Well, I guess they're sort of pushing things away. That's alright. Haven't really seen any major benefits or improvements to the the system when they're not guarding a hot spot or waypoints. Pretty much, if they're left on their own devices while walking around, they just don't seem to be that much better than Dead Rising 1 in any respect.
Right there.
So far, I was able to get them caught up quite a few times. And they always seem to be just a million times better with waypoints, so I'd recommend sticking with the same basic ideas you had with Dead Rising 1. Also, you get the same little breakdown end speech. At least the graphics have improved. It looks a lot better than the survivors from Dead Rising 1. And we get 15 grand for that escort along with some extra PP, which is pretty awesome. Anywho, I guess we'll save. Alright, so we're a little bit high and dry here. Let's go find out another location of a piece of the bike. Or I guess we could always check into survivors as well. Or we could just jab people with pitchforks. That's good too. Damn it! One of you needs to be jabbed. You. Fuck the police. Oh, hey! Wow. Actually, you know, most of the time in games when you see these things, like, they don't actually make them be pornography magazine holders. Like, that's what they are in real life, or they're actually escort service ones, but, like, it's pretty funny that a game actually admitted what they are in reality instead of just, you know, home things. We can straight up purchase a wheel here, which is great. So that's another piece down.
Cool.
And since we got a butt ton of money from our friend here, we can actually just go ahead and ask him for another location in a bit. I'm also going to speed this up because Lord knows we don't need to watch me walk all the way back there again. So, one sec. So if you're paying attention, there's two things you might notice here. One is the lights are all fucked up every time you load, but two is that Gemini's crying. She's actually, you can actually hear her crying and see her from the outside, which is a nice bit of continuity between the two places, but she requires her gems that Fausto bought when they were first married, because so many people will do that, just go buy a fucking ton of gems for their wife. Anyways, she wants them back, and she'll give us a good amount of money, or the rest of the winnings to do so. I'm sure we'll take care of that request by the end of the LP. Alright, 3 out of 5.